Website designing or development process can be most time very stressful because you have to design each part and sections separately throughout the whole website, making it very time consuming. But have you ever thought of applying some little tricks to your website design process that will save you some couples of hours or even days creating a website? Imagine a website that usually takes you a couple of months to complete, and with the tricks I'll be showing you, when you apply these tricks, you will be able to complete same website within 2 weeks or even less. Amazing, right? So in this tutorial, I am going to be showing you how to take advantage of the Elementor global templates to make creating and editing of your website something you can carry out with just one editing. We are going to be creating reusable templates and use them throughout our website. And when we apply this reusable template, we can make editing to just one of it, and it's going to automatically apply to others. Without further ado, let's go straight into the tutorials. Hello everyone, this is Kingsley from Bless Channel. In case you're just joining me for the first time, please ensure you click on the subscribe button and don't forget to always click on the notification bell so that you get notified each time I upload new video, or so that you be the first to be notified whenever I upload new videos. Now to start with, I'm going to be going to, you can see I've already created my website. If you can see, let me click, let's preview the website in a new tab. Let's see how it actually looks like. Why that is loading, it might actually be this might actually take some time because I'm using local server, so it might take some time. You can see this is just a blank. I just create a text template, sample template here, so we'll be using to show you, I'll be using to show you what we are going to be doing. I have my Elementor installed. I have my Elementor Pro installed. So to be making use of this, you are going to be needing an Elementor Pro plugin. So to get Elementor Pro plugin, you can check the description box below. I'm going to be dropping a link to where you can buy your Elementor Pro plugin. So please try to use my link to actually purchase this Elementor Pro, because they are not going to, and don't worry about anything, you are not going to incur any additional charges when you use my link. When you use my link, I'll be Elementor is going to give me little compensation for actually introducing you, so please ensure you use my link. So now I'm going to be going straight into creating the templates we are going to be using. First thing you are going to be doing, you are going to come to where we have our template. So I'll be opening it on a new tab. So I'm going to come to add new. We are going to add new template. So I'm going to do this. This is my new template. Let me bring this here. Okay, this is my new template. It's actually opening up. So you can see it has actually opened. So now we are going to be creating a new template. So now let's see. You can make use of a page, you can make use of a section, but I actually want to create, you can create pages with it, you can create section, but I want to make use of a section. Let me use a section for now. You can name this anything you want to name. Let me say I want to name it section. Okay, I already have section 1 here, so I'm going to make it, let's say section A. Just take note of what you're doing so that you'll be able to know the difference. Listen, so I'm going to making use of section A. We have section A has the template name. Now I'm going to click here. So now why I say you should take note of this, so that you know what you actually use to save that particular template. So that's why I said you should take note of what you're using. So my Elementor is opening. Okay, once that is Elementor is done opening, so now if you are connected to the internet, it's going to, all these parts is going to load out. But since I'm actually offline, so I'm just going to close this. We'll be working offline. So I'm going to now come here and let me say I want to create a template that I will be using again for in another side section of this particular tutorial. It can be a template. Okay, let me first of all create a one. Let me create this and just let me close this. Now you can decide to, I don't want to see this, so I'm going to now look for where I'm going to bring in, let me, okay, let me quickly create a template where the templates we are going to be using. So I'm just going to drag some sample text here. I'm going to bring in my image, an image here. Then let's say I'm going to, on this side, you can decide to use anything. You can decide to use a form, you can decide to use, but I just want to use something that we can reuse again. That's what I want to be making use of now. So I'm going to bring in, let me see, okay, let me just say I'm going to bring in a form. Let me can just search for form. So now you can see I have my form, so I'll just drop it here. I don't want to do any much styling to my form, so I'm just going to make my form as very simple as possible. So on the form, let me say the background of the form is, okay, I want to change this. So now on this image, I'm going to just bring in an image. So let me say I'm bringing this or this or this. Just want to choose an image that is quite different from what I've, okay, let me say I'm using this. Okay, let me use this. Okay, now this is what the form I'm actually using. You can see by the time I click here, this is where it stopped. So now you can click here. I'm going to click here and stretch. Let me say I want that particular section to be full width and it should stretch. So you can decide to add something like some paddings around it. So let's say I'm adding like 30% padding around it, and so I'm going to add a background to this thing. I'm going to add something like a background color. Let me say I want to add some, make this, okay, let me assume I want to make this color, the background to be this color, and let me just make this to be at the middle, same with the, to be at the middle. So this is what we are going to be having. So I want this entire section to be used in another template. Notice just, okay, now what I'm going to now do, if you notice, if I should click like this, I'm always saying save as template, but I'm not going to be doing this. Remember, we're actually using Elementor templates. We are actually creating a section template for this. I can decide to add another section to this, but let me just leave this the way it is. I just want to show you, use it to do for as a sample so that you see what I'm talking about. So now let me just use this. Now click on publish. I'll just publish this particular template, section A, publishing that particular template. Now hooray, it's live, it's already live. So now I'm going to delete, close that. Now let's now go to where I want to insert this particular template. This is my home page. You can see this is my home page. I'm going to open this and insert this into this home page here. So let me edit this with Elementor. Then also let me go to another page on the website. I'm going to go to another page on the website. I am go to pages, about all pages, and all pages. Now I'm going to, let me check, okay, let me see contact. I'm editing contact with Elementor, and let me also say I'm editing podcast with Elementor. So on the home page is loading, so my contact also is loading, and my podcast page is loading. So I'm going to be adding that particular template to all those three sections of this website, so you see how everything looks. Okay, this is my home page. My home page is open. So now what I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to be adding this immediately after this. So I'm going to click here. Then I'm going to now drag in. I'm going to search for what we call templates. I'm going to search for templates. If you are not using Elementor Pro, you won't see this. So I'm going to drag in my template here. And on the template, I'm going to click here on this side. and ensure I'm going to just deselect so that it goes, everything will be full. So now on this template, I'm going to click on the template. If you notice, it's telling me to select the template. Can click here and remember, look for the name section. I have section, this was section A. I actually used to save that, so I'm going to click on section A. You can see I'm seeing edit template now. So if you notice, when I hover over it, you are seeing, okay, you can see we now have the section here on my website. But I also want it to, because if you remember, I want it to actually go straight, so I'm going to make this full width also and stretch. You're going to see it's going to go through the whole section how I created it to be. So now I've applied this to this particular side. I'm going to publish this particular page. I'm going to go to contact page also and do the same thing. Let me quickly add this to templates. I'm going to search for template and bring in this section, then select the template I want to use. I'm going to use the same template A. So the same template A, if you notice, when I hover over it, you'll be seeing something like a yellowish background, yellowish line on it. I don't know if you can actually see it. You see a yellow line on it. This is showing you that, indicating to you that this is a global template. That is how you know a template that is a global template. So now once I add, okay, let me say I'm just going to add this. Yeah, I'm not going to do any further, just want to show you. Then I'm going to also add to this section also on podcasts. Let me see, okay, at the bottom, let me add this to the bottom. Okay, let me add this to the bottom template. I'm going to add here, select the template section A, then I'm going to save this. So if you notice now, by the time we preview the website, you can see, I think I had that on podcast, I also have that on contact page and also on. So I'm going to refresh this page. By the time I refresh that page, you're going to see that we now have that particular template we have added after this section. So it's finished refreshing. Okay, while that is actually loading, I'm going to open my podcast page and also my contact page also, so that we're able to see what we are doing. So now you can see, by the time I scroll down this website, you're going to see my templates. This is the template I actually added. Now this, you can see the template over here. So let's see how other pages, the second template for the podcast, you can see the podcast. When you scroll down, you can see my template over here. Then same thing with my contact page. When you come to the contact page, it's opening. When you come to the contact page and you scroll down, you see the template also in the side. So now, amazing, right? Now let me now show you the trick here. Now, what if I actually want to make some changes to this particular design? How do I do that? Let's now come to where I have my, okay, let me open one of them. Remember, it's a global template. I can and click on edit. It's going to open that particular template for me to carry out the editing on. So I'm just going to wait for it to open. So after this, I'm going to be showing you another way. Now remember, this one was I created the template separately. So now I'm going to be showing you how to create them within your post. Let's say you want to create some, you edited a particular section and you want to make use. Let's just go. Let me just edit this. I will show you how to do that. So now let me click on this particular section and change this image. By the time I change this image, let's see what happened. Okay, let me make use of. Okay, let me make use of this image. I'm going to now bring this image in, and let me say on the background too, I'm going to change the color of the background. I want to show you something. Let me say I'm making use of blue now, then I publish. Now let's see the magic. Let's see what happens to those pages we actually saved. Remember, I did this editing to just one of it. So now let's see how let's now refresh this contact page and also refresh my podcast page and also refresh the home page. Let's see the magic. Let's see what happens if that editing I did to that one will actually affect the rest of them. You can see it affected this. You can see it on my contact page. You can also see it on my podcast page. You can see on my podcast page, you can see it, and also you can see the same thing on my home page. This is interesting, isn't it? So I've saved a couple of minutes instead of me coming over to start editing them one after the other. One editing we actually solved everything here. So now next, what if I want to, okay, let me go to, that's for creating them using, remember I actually use from is my dashboard. Okay, I actually use from my plugin section and added new, and from my template section and added a new template. But if you should look, let's try and see something. Okay, this is my homepage. Okay, this is my homepage. Now what if I actually want to use, let me see something here. Let me add a section here. Let me see something like a testimonial. Let me see, I want to add something like testimonial, a testimonial. Okay, let me assume I want to use a testimonial carousel. Now I want to make use of this testimonial carousel. So now I'm going to bring in the testimonial and quickly add some text, some image. Okay, let me quickly edit these images. So let me say I'm adding this girl here. Then I'm having her info. This, let's assume this is the info. This is John Doe. Okay, let me say Sarah Doe. Let me just make some changes. Let me say Sarah Doe. Then CEO, I'm going to leave it like that. Then on the second person, I'm going to choose change another person. Let me say this is Annabelle. Let me say Nima Annabelle. Let me say Nima Annabelle. And let's say she's the, let me say she's graphics designer. Let me say that's what she is. Now I'm going to now check this third person here. Going to add, let me say this is my John Doe. Let me say assume this is my John Doe and he's a lawyer. Let's say he's a lawyer. So now I have this created. Now I would like to use this particular, instead of me opening another page and copying them and pasting in other pages. Now one thing I could do is I could copy this normally. Okay, let me duplicate this. I want to show you something. I'm duplicating it into two, and on this one I'm going to change the color of the text. Let me say let me say I'm going to add a background to this. Let me say the background should be like blue or something. Okay, let me say you make use of this background. And on the text, let me change the text, the content. I'm going to change the text color to white, and also the name to white, the title to white. Okay, let me say we have this, and also we have this. So I'm going to be showing you something. I'm going to be making use of showing you two things here. So I'm going to click on this and copy this. So once I have that copied, I'm going to go to other pages where I have those templates, such as we have our, going to close this. We have, remember we actually had them open here, so we have our contact page. Let me assume I still want to make use of these three pages, so I'm going to add that particular section to this contact page. Let me say above this, I'm adding this. Actually, I just copied and pasted it here. It's going to appear. You can see we have it over here. You have the section here. But now if I should make any editing to this, okay, I'm just going to paste it here, and leave it. So now let's now go to the home page. I don't want you to take note of this. Okay, if I should publish this and also publish this, let's see what happened. Remember this, I'm just using it like that. I did that only on the home page. So now let's see what happens to the other page. I'm waiting for it to actually save. Then the home page is saved. So now let's refresh the home page. By the time I refresh the home page and also refresh the contact page, let's see. I'm supposed to have it at the bottom here before the footer. So let's see. While on the contact, okay, this is the contact page. This is it over here, and then on the home page, this is it over here. So now let's do something. I'm going to go to the contact page. Let me try to edit this. Let me change this particular girl's image to another image. Let me say to this. Let's assume, let me change it to this and see if it will actually change on the whole of it. So by the time I refresh this, you are going to notice by this, if I should do this, it's not going to appear. The changes is not going to take effect on the contact page. I mean on the home page. Why? Because this is not a global template. So if I actually make use of this and start, okay, let me refresh this. You're going to see that it's not going to take effect on the home page because of it's not a global template. So you can see by the time I change, you can see I check, we don't have it on the home page. But if I should refresh the contact page, you are going to see it taking effect on the contact page. That is individually. So now how do I now make use of create something? I want to, okay, you can see it appearing on my contact page, but it's not appearing on my home page. Now how do I solve that problem now? Okay, let's say, okay, let me go to the home page. I'm going to make use of this second one now. So for me to turn any of these to global templates where I can be able to use on any part and edit it once, now I'm going to click here. You can right click on this. I'm going to right click. Now let me show you something first. If I should come here and click on here, you're going to see I don't have any template saved. You can see that. But now by the time I click on this side and come to global, you can see not on the edge, not on this. If I should click here, you are seeing save as templates. But if I should click on this, the item on its own, and click, you are going to see save as global. So by the time I click on save as global, it's going to ask me to give it a name. So I can just say testimonial. I can just give it any name. So let me just say testimonial. Then I'm going to just click on save. By the time I click on that save, it's going to actually save this. So now I can use this template over and over again on any. You can see it has on my global section. You can see them here as testimonial. So anyone I save, any template I save, whether you're going to see all of them here, they are going to be on the global side, not on the element side. You can see I have global, I have element. So now let me now go to where I have, let me refresh my Elementor. This is my home page, isn't it? So let me come to my contact page and try and do something. I'm going to refresh my contact page and also refresh, because if I should come here, click on global, I don't have anything here. So but if I should refresh it, it's going to come with these new settings. So now let's just refresh it. Let's wait for it to refresh and I'll show you what to do. Now you can see my contact page has finished, as it's now refreshed. So now I'm going to now add that section to any part here. So let me say I'm adding it down here. So now by the time I come to my click on global, you are seeing that section here. So I can just drag that section into this particular site and drop it. You can now see I have this. I have now is a I've imported it and I have edit. I have on link. So now let's try something. I'm going to publish this, and also on this side I'm going to add, go to global and bring in the same thing here. We have it here. So now I can publish this. So now I'm going to be showing you something. By the time I check my home page now, we have three of them there. So I'm going to, once I do that, I'm going to, let me see. Now let's refresh this, my home page. Okay, my contact page. I'm going to refresh this. Also my contact page. Okay, podcast is still refreshing, still saving. Okay, so let me refresh podcast. So you can see on my contact page, I now have this particular section here. And also, if you check my homepage, we had it here. So now, if I should check, okay, contact page is still loading, it's still refreshing. The podcast is still refreshing. So I'm going to be now. So my podcast is refreshed. So you can see now I have this section here. Now I'm going to make an editing to just one of it. Let's see, I'm going to do that on the podcast. So now let's click on the podcast. Now I'm going to, you can see we have edit, we have on link. So I'm going to edit that of, you can see I'm doing this here. So now let me change the background of this to something else. I want to change the background to red, or let me change it to this color. Then save the update, do the update. Once I update it, it's going to apply to every other part of this, because it is a global template. So you can see, guys, it has finished refresh, it's saving. So I'm going to refresh the home page and refresh the podcast page and refresh the contact page. Now let's see what happened. So now you are going to see that the changes is going to apply to all the three pages. Remember, I made these changes on the podcast page. I actually made it on the podcast page. So this is the contact page, it's refreshing. Okay, home page is done refreshing. You can see the home page, it has the changes are actually applied on the home page now. So let's see, podcast page is still refreshing. Okay, you can see it applied on the podcast page. Then same thing will also happen to the contact page. You are going to see it will apply on the contact page. You can see it now. But now, to show you something else, what if I actually want, like now I have the same thing on my home page here, I also have the same thing on my podcast page here. Okay, remember, I haven't yet changed it. Now what if on that of the contact page, after importing it, after bringing it here, I want to make this one unique. I want this particular one to be unique on its own. The same easy thing I'm going to do is just to unlink it. I'm going to click on unlink and accept. Once I unlink that, it's on now on its own. So you can see this is the initial color it was not having. So I'm gonna come here. Let me come to here and change it to something red. Let me make use of red and see. I'm going to make use of, or let me make use of this color. Now I should refresh this. So by the time I refresh, you are going to see that it's only going to affect only the contact page. So this is what we are going to be. Just hold on. Sorry, the video is quite long, it's becoming long. I just wanted to clarify everything to you so that you know what I'm doing here. So now I'm going to refresh the podcast page. Remember, I did the changes on my contact page. This is the podcast page. I'm refreshing it. My contact page, I'm refreshing it, and also I'm refreshing my home page. So let's see if the changes I did to the contact page now, if it's going to apply to the podcast and the home page. So we can see on the home page it has finished refreshing, it's still the same. On the podcast page it has finished refreshing, it's still the same. But that of the contact page, we have the changes there. So I believe, so you can see how you can work on one template and reuse it in another part, and you can use it actually change the changes in some other section when, if you actually want to. But one thing you should note, the only one you can change their changes individually is when it is normal elemental widget. But if you are doing it to templates you created from, if you are doing it on templates you created from the Elementor library, template library, you are not going to, when you are editing it, it applies to all the whole section. That's one thing you should know. But if you want to do the one that you can edit individually, you can actually edit any section individually. It should be the ones from the Elementor widget over here. So if I should edit bring in anyone and turn it to a global template, I can individually unlink it and edit it the way I want. So I believe you've actually been I've been able to clear you on these two different this thing. So I believe you might have learned a lot from this particular tutorial, and if this tutorial will actually save you tons of time editing, creating and editing your website, please just ensure drop a comment in the comment box below to let me know if this video was actually useful for you. And in case you have any video to idea or challenge you want me to, you can still drop in the comment box below. I'll try my best to see how to work on it or to answer every question you might be having. So until next time, in case you have not yet subscribed to my channel, don't forget, hit on the subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you don't get miss out on anything whenever I upload new video. So until next time, this is where I'm going to stop. Bye for now.